What's going on, guys? Natalie Simone here with a very special guest. I don't like, this is my guy right here. We got Kota the Friend in the building.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love everything I've been seeing that you've been doing lately. These reels, the book club, the yoga, the teas. I'm like, yeah, this is what I love to see. You're thriving right now.
Yeah, I'm just working on myself, It's like life is a lot, so you gotta do stuff to ground you and, and be at peace.
I love this. Quarantine. This is all inspired by quarantine and all that has happened.
Um, it's just I think quarantine is a part of it. But as the years have passed, we have to face ourselves, we have to figure our stuff out and, have to work on just being better. So
Coda, every time I talk to you, I feel like you're working on being better, which I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? But one of so lyrics to go volume 3 out now, everybody. But on 29, I really love how you just broke down by the years because I feel like I've literally watched you grow. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about, I witnessed and I watched, and that is so dope to me.
hey.
Yeah. So okay. So but in 29, you're pretty much talking about breaking your toxic cycle. So to see you here now, like now, what pushed you to this? How do you feel? Where are you coming from? Like just talk about it a little bit.
But I think in 29 specifically, it's like, yeah, I break down year after year what I was going through and how like it was all about, making money or trying to do things that were on the surface level. And while you're trying to focus on the surface level, there's so much happening, underneath that you don't see until something big happens, like, you know, quarantine or COVID or something. It's like it doesn't really come out until like a drastic event, and you have to you have to face it. And so that's pretty much that song is about. Just like, yo, every year, just kind of ignoring all of this stuff happening under the surface, and then it coming to a head where you have to deal with everything at the same time, because you know what, now you're trying to do better, now you're trying to live right,
Mm.
and all this stuff that's been building up over the years is now like, oh well, if you want to be better, if you want to do better, you got to deal with us. So
Yeah,
that's what 29 is about.
that's really dope though. And honestly, if this is you at 29, I can't wait to see you in your 30s.
Yeah, I'm ready too.
Yeah, no, for real. And okay, so let's talk about Bitter.
Mm,
That record is very intense to say the least, for sure.
mm.
Definitely. And one thing I can always appreciate you about, like I tell you this all the time, is just how transparent you are in your music. And because of that, it makes it very relatable. But you have this line in there about women wanting a family, but you're not sacrificing your happiness, over something, like you'll be present and active. And I think that's a situation that happens literally every day that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, toxic relationships are no joke, and sadly, you know, a lot of children come out of toxic relationships, like toxic parents. And when I said that, I was just basically saying, man, like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep trying to make something work that is just not working, and we're not on the same page. And in order for me to keep my sanity, I have to move forward, even if that means a broken family. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. It doesn't make sense for us to be here together and just ruining each other's lives and making each other miserable. So it's better that we just part ways and figure it out from there, and at least we have a chance to grow healthier.
Yeah, that's true. But the fact that like Bitter was just so that record stood out the most to me. When you were writing that, like were you in your bag? Were you upset? Like what was up?
When I was writing Bitter, I was just kind of like, I gotta say it. I gotta say this. I gotta speak my truth. And like, it was kind of just like a spilling of emotions. Like, yo, this is how I feel about something crazy that I went through. And it's kind of like talking to a friend. It's like talking to your friend about what something crazy that you just went through. And it's like you're telling a story, but they can't believe it. You know, it's like this unbelievable story that is just like, yo, it's so crazy that you would never think it's somebody's true story. It's a true life event.
Yeah.
And then when I put out that song, I didn't realize there's so many people that have went through something just like that. So that was, I think that was eye opening for me, and it's just something I had to be told, you know. Yeah.
You're surprised that that many people have experienced similar situations.
Definitely, because I was surprised that I was going through it. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm surprised that I'm dealing with it. So like when other people, I'm thinking it's something that only just happened to me, you know?
Right.
And then come to find out that it happens to so many people, so many men, you know?
It
And
happens, but nobody talks about it.
right, right. I think that was the main thing. Like nobody talks about it because a lot of men are just scared. A
Yeah.
lot of men are scared to say that they've been getting beaten on by a woman, you know? Men don't call the cops when they get beaten on by a woman, you know? Like it's just it's things like that. It's just like, and it's a societal issue where like it's a joke when a woman is beating on a man, or when a man has a black eye from, you know, their girlfriend or something like that. It's like domestic violence when it's turned on men is like it's really non-existent. But the minute something happens where it's like the other way around, or a man is under fire, first of all, the man don't even gotta hit the woman to be, you know, in trouble. You know what I mean? It's like seriously, when we really think about it. So that goes to show you something. Like there's so many stories going untold, and it's to the
Yeah.
point where like men that have actually endured it, they even look at it like it's a joke, you know? Like
Mm.
we even look at it like it's a joke. I found myself when I was talking to a friend, I found myself telling myself like she hit me, but I felt like I deserved it, you know?
Mm.
And that's like that's trauma, you know? That's like when you imagine a woman saying that. Imagine a woman saying, "Yeah, he hit me, but I deserved it."
And there are women out there who
They say
do
that.
say that. Yeah.
They say that, and it's the same thing. You know, man, woman, nobody should be in that kind of situation. So
I agree. It's so funny you said that because today I was on the Brilliant Idiots podcast and Charlotte was actually saying how he experienced some things in his life that he knows if he told people they wouldn't believe him, so he doesn't even bother like trying to make his point. And he said because he's a man, he's like, you know, Me Too movement is one thing, but it's like, wow, that hearing him say that and you say that now, I'm like, two in one day, I can't take this.
real, everybody has a story, you know, and I think a lot of men are just like this oppressing so much stuff that you wouldn't even believe. Like, oh my goodness, like so I just got to tell my story. Like I feel like I'm responsible. I'm responsible for just that as an artist and as a musician, like as a writer. Like if I don't tell my story, then I'm doing a disservice to the world, you know?
Were you nervous about releasing this project at all with all the honesty and, you know, like you said, talking on a subject that's kind of taboo?
I was definitely nervous. I was nervous every day leading up to it. For the last month, I had the project for like 2 months finished, completely done. And yeah, I was every single day. It was like counting down like the minutes up until the release day, and I was excited to release it, but I was nervous because it was so much truth, and it was so heavy, and I didn't know how it was gonna be received, and but you just got to do it, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. People have to respect the truth. The truth is the truth. Now, I forget what song that you talk about pretty much like losing friends. And I know like that's definitely hard. Actually, a lot of people I've talked to have lost a lot of friends during quarantine. And like you said, like things just come to light that they usually wouldn't even notice because they're moving so fast. How did you process that? Because losing friends is also like losing a relationship. Like it hurts.
Right, right. It's hard, man. It's like, oh my goodness, I felt like I've been dealing with so much at the same time. Like it's like everything kind of happened at once. So it's like losing friends, failed relationship, toxic relationship gone bad, you know, just like so much drama at the same time. So losing friends through this whole thing has been just like it was a daily struggle, because you're kind of looking around like who can I trust? Um, Everybody, you kind that's when you really have to look at the people that are directly around you and just really hold tight because they're really the only ones that matter, and kind of everybody else is just kind of like they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you don't know if somebody's your friend or not, that means they're probably not. When it hits the fan, they're probably not gonna be there. And what's crazy about it is like, even though I lost friends, I gained friends. Like there were people that I didn't expect to be there for me at my hardest time, my darkest hour, that were there for me, and that showed up and were a true friend. And it's like the universe showing you who's who, So it's hard, but there's always that silver lining and that light, you know.
That's dope. I love that. And I seen that or not I seen, but actually I have seen it. I follow you. So you're journaling.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I'm really big on journaling. So tell me, like, what does that do for you? How often do you journal? Has that been helping you with like the loss of so many relationships and friends?
Journaling has just kind of helped me get my story out without music, So it's kind of like my outlet that's not, not music, because music has really been my like therapy. So to write something down that isn't gonna be sold later is dope, because it's just for you. So it's just for me. It's not for anybody else
Like
to
a
see.
release.
Yeah, it's free. I'm completely free. I mean, when I'm on a track, I say whatever I want. I don't care. I say whatever's real. But when I'm writing in my journal, it's just kind of interpersonal. It's just for my eyes, and it makes me happy. It brings me peace. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. I'm so proud of you. For real.
Thank you.
Very, very proud of you, Kota. You you up the ante every time. For real.
You got to when you dealing with real life stuff, you can only get stronger. If
Yeah.
you get weaker, then you lose. You fade away. You lose yourself. And so the only reason it was so crazy is like in one of my newest records, I say like the wisdom is not a flex. It's like you really go through stuff to get that. It ain't.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is.
So it's like we don't flex it over here. We just like, yo, it took a lot. So I'm grateful.
Survival.
Hmm.
Yo, does your dad listen to your music?
He does actually. Like
He
he'll
not
hit me up.
complaining? Because I would be complaining about the bars you be giving him. I would, man.
Wow, which one? I don't know, what did I say?
Uh, you're complaining about the way he loves.
Hmm. Nah, it's just it's so crazy. One time he was at one of my shows, and my friend tells me to this day, he's like, yo, I was looking at your dad, and you was saying something about him, and he started crying. And
No.
so my dad, he supports me. He listens to my music, and he knows that I'm a very like sensitive guy, and I was a very sensitive kid, and it was hard to raise me. It was hard. Our relationship wasn't always great. It was tough for both of us. And when I came to terms with some parts, with some music, some songs where I'm like, yo, I understand that you couldn't be your best because you were going through so much. You young, trying to be a dad.
Do you
You know,
understand that now because
yeah,
you're a father also?
I definitely understand that more. And it takes maturity to grow and to be like, yo, like my life is about me now. I'm a grown man. Like you can only do but so much. And at some point you have to take accountability and be like, yo, this is my life. And in order to really take that accountability, you got to forgive the people that didn't know what to do, or they were doing their best and the best wasn't necessarily good enough. you know but it's just like now we kind of just squash all that, and he appreciates me for who I am on all my mess ups, and I appreciate him for who he is and all his mess ups and all his mistakes, you know. And it's just this like, you know, this love that we got. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that. And you said he appreciates me on all my mess ups. Yo, Kota, you wear so much on your sleeve. And that's like a scary thing to do, especially in a world like this where, you know, everybody's a predator. Men, women, the internet, bots, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
how do you protect yourself?
Um, is
I see you quoting scriptures, I'm like, okay, I see this. I feel like that was new.
yeah, I just how do I protect myself in this world? I just stick by my family and by my loved ones. Um, I learned how to be with myself. I learned how to live with myself and just like, you know, come to terms with who I am and every embarrassing moment that I've ever had, and forgiving myself constantly on a daily basis, and just like, you know, who cares what everybody else says? It's like learning to not care about other people's opinions is like is a skill. So if you can get to that point where it's just like you're unfazed by the outside world and what they have to say about you, because truth is they don't know you. The only people that matter are the people that know you, and even them, they don't know you as much as you know you. You know, so
Right.
I just keep on. I'm just trying to keep on getting my skin thicker every day, every week, every month, every year. Just like keep on thickening my skin without like growing a shell. You know, without putting a shell around me that hides me from the world. I want to be exposed to the world, and I want people to see my scars, but my skin gonna be thick. You know, so yeah.
Nah, that's hard. There's so much that people can learn from you, honestly. And I'm like, yeah, I hate that this is a Zoom interview because I know I could talk to you for hours, like no exaggeration. But so you gave us this mixtape, this EP. Are we gonna get an album from you? I remember last time we talked, you was like kind of off that tip. But are you feeling re-inspired now?
Yeah, I've been working on my album. It's
Wow. I really hold on. I have to cut the clip. I'm gonna do some editing. And you was like, yeah, I ain't doing no more music. And now here we are. And now here we are. You
yeah,
Jay-Z'd us, but it's cool. Go ahead.
nah, cause but I was telling you in the other, I don't know if you was listening. I said I was gonna work on that project, and then I was gonna put out the album. So like that wasn't the
Oh, and
album,
then you're retiring.
and then I'm gonna chill for a while. Like
Okay.
really, I really, yeah. But I'm working on the album now. It's gonna be a lot of songs. It's gonna be like 15 songs and like 4 interludes. You know, so this one is real special to me. I'm really taking my time. I like all of the songs on it. They all mean something. And it's a deep project and it's a fun project, you know, and it'll make you cry. It'll make you want to dance. It'll make you want to vibe, you know.
Oh, I'm
And yeah,
scared.
I'm working hard on it, you know, and
That's
I'm planning on releasing it in like June.
okay. Where is Bi-Coastal Coda recording at? Where is the inspiration coming from? Is it the West? Is it the East? Like where's the energy coming from?
It's coming from everywhere. It's coming from, honestly, while I'm making it, I'm thinking a lot about my time in Arizona and in my time on the West Coast. As far as like, I feel like I've said everything I need to say about Brooklyn. You know, I feel like that was on my album photo. That was like, yeah. So now it's more about moving forward and figuring out where I want to go, you know, and like my life now, and it's more like about the current moment and my current state of mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. June.
Yep.
Definitely looking forward to that. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Quota, and tapping back in with me. Don't ever forget the little people, okay?
Nah, you're not little people, but I.
Let everybody know where they can follow you on the gram and stream Lyrics to Go Volume 3.
Right. So you can follow me everywhere at Kota the Friend, Kota the Friend, everything spelled regular. Yeah, the album's coming out. It's gonna be called Memo, and it's gonna be in June. And you can listen to that everywhere: Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, all that.
Love it. Yo, and make sure y'all follow the book club page.
Yes, it's Kota's Book Club, Kotas Book Club.
How's that been going for you?
It's good. I love reading. I love reading.
Are y'all doing like virtual meetups and stuff like that?
I actually think I'm gonna do a Discord, and yeah, and invite people like to come in, and I'll talk about how I felt about the book, and everybody else can chime in. So yeah.
I love that. That's fly. Good. All right, so we'll be on the lookout for that too.